Welcome back, everyone, to episode 19 of Orlando Out of Context. I'm Brian.
I'm Stephanie.
And we are
plugging along here.
Episode 19. Whoop, whoop. So follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. Visit us at orlandooutofcontext.com. And make sure to listen and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. So today we have a few topics to talk about. We will talk about Immerse, the creative city project. We'll talk a little bit about our visit to Food and Wine this week. Then we'll talk about a brand new pizza place that we just went to this evening, the evening that we're recording this. It's called Pienezza. I hope that we're pronouncing that right. And
Pienezza is what I think it looks like. Pienezza.
We should have asked how you pronounced it today. And then finally we'll finish up with Lucky's Market. We visited Lucky's Market tonight as well. We went to the Hunters Creek location, which I believe is the second location in the Orlando area. There's one up in, I think, Orlando proper somewhere.
Maybe by the Trader Joe's in the Winter Park area?
No, I don't think it's in Winter Park. But anyway, we will talk about that because that was kind of a fun experience.
Yeah. We had such a little old people's outing. We had a little dinner, and then we went grocery shopping.
Michael's.
Oh, yes. We went to the Michael's craft store to get some frames, some decorative items for the house.
So Stephanie just recently did her first, what was it, 5?
I did a 5K last weekend, and it went good, but it was super hot because, it's Florida, and even though it's October, it still is like 90 freaking degrees here at all times. So I did that with Kim and Josh. We talked to them on episode 3, I believe.
Yeah, episode 3.
I did it with them and my family from All of Me Fitness. I did that race, and then, I felt okay. I felt fine. I did it. I completed it. I was so happy. I went home, and, I started getting, a headache. So I laid down, and I took a nap. We had plans to go to this Immerse event, which was downtown Orlando. It was, the citywide event. We already had our tickets and everything. Me, Brian, and Lizette. Lizette was on episode 13 with us. So I took a nap, and I wasn't feeling so great. And then I got up from my nap, and I was like, ugh, I still have a really bad headache, but I want to go. I was looking forward to it. I love art. I love dancing, music, all that stuff. And that's basically what the event was entailing. And so I went. We went up to Lizette's apartment because she lives kind of closer to downtown. And then we all took an Uber to the heart of the event. Oh, and I just was not feeling great after I got out of that Uber. I was feeling nauseous and had a headache, a really, really bad headache. So I ended up having to Uber back home. And then I let Brian and Lizette.
Oh, you let us.
I let them continue. I didn't let you, but I was like,
thanks for letting
bye. I gotta go before I freaking die in the middle of downtown Orlando.
If I'm not doing it, nobody's doing it.
Literally, I thought I was gonna freaking die. I thought I was gonna pass out and throw up all at the same.
Yeah, you were pretty bad.
So
I could tell.
I actually didn't get to take part in much of the event. We took a few pictures. Mm-hmm. So we part of the ticket that we purchased was for this thing called the World of Corksicle. So one of the buildings downtown, they set up 3 floors of interactive photo experiences, and it was really cool. They had really cool backdrops and lighting and 3D effects like flowers and sparkly things hanging from the ceiling. But you can talk a little bit more about it because basically that's when I decided I need to just take several seats and let you guys go ahead.
Yeah, Stephanie basically left, just went downstairs, because she said that she had to take a seat. So you sat down on a bench, which was basically a photo experience, and you just
and I basically died there until some bitch was like, tapping me on the shoulder. Excuse me, can I take a picture? And I'm like, oh, sure. Oh, God.
So it was 3 floors, and we started at the top floor, and they were using a lot of, I mean, it was basically a Instagram, IG thing where you could just go and take pictures.
But
for
if you
your
had
IG.
a nice camera, like it was a really it was a nice spot.
So they were using
lighting. Like the lighting was really good. The effects were good.
They were using colored backdrops for some of it with neon or fluorescent lighting. Then they were using projection as well, which was cool. And then they had this room that was kind of like almost like a secret garden type room where you had to kind of almost squat down to get in there. And they had flowers hanging from the ceiling. So like Lizette, it was me and Lizette, and mostly I was taking pictures of Lizette. And so we did a few poses up there, and then they had a room with like foil-ish looking, foil like everywhere, and then white lights, which was cool.
So one area that I did see while I was laying on the floor dying was a room full of umbrellas that were open, like rainbow umbrellas, and then they had a prop umbrella that you could like toss over your shoulder or like spin it. People were doing like boomerangs and stuff like that. And they also had so it was called World of Corksicle, and
they wanted you to take pictures with their Corksicle products.
They were selling products. I think they had frozen rosé.
Did they for sale?
Yeah, because if you bought the rosé, you got the Corksicle for free. Frosé rosé. But Corksicle's an Orlando company, so that's probably why they were sponsoring it.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool event. The other thing that was a part of this ticket that we got was the ball pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks super cool. I would have done it if I didn't have to go home because I was dying.
Yeah.
There weren't any kids in there. It was all adults.
Yeah, it was all adults, which it looked cool. Kind of germy.
I haven't been in a ball pit since Chuck E. Cheese. Did your parents ever take you to Chuck E. Cheese or Discovery Zone?
We went to Chuck. Yeah, we had Discovery Zone, I think, too.
Another thing that I got to do before I left was they had a letter to Citizen O. So they give you a clipboard and a piece of paper, and you could write a little letter to Citizen O, which is someone else from Orlando. And you slip it in the little slot. And then when it's your turn to open, you can open up any of the boxes. They had like little numbered mailboxes. You reach in and you grab your letter. It was cute.
Yeah, I liked it. And it was quite the setup because they had this whole operation behind the scenes, working it. It was really cool.
I wrote a letter asking someone to read or listen to our podcast.
To read our podcast?
To read our podcast, to listen to our podcast.
Yeah, I thought that one was really cool. So, the pro tip here, even though I don't want to discourage people from buying a ticket, but the fact is that you don't have to buy a ticket. There's certain things that will require a ticket. So for the future, you can just go down there and walk around and experience the art. But
they
definitely
have the roads closed and everything's like stages in the street set up. They had dancers. We saw a ballerina. There were some ethnic dancers, like Mexican style dresses and stuff.
Yeah, it was cool. It had a full schedule.
It really opened my eyes to a lot of small groups that are here in Orlando, because these people have been working for a long time, like rehearsing and getting together, and I'm sure they do other events. But they had a really cool app that you could download, and it gave you a map of the whole of the city, like all the blocks that were and each location. And then it also gave you a time schedule, because it was a 2-day event. It was Friday and Saturday, and it was like a lot of stuff going on. So really you couldn't even see everything that was going on, because on stage A and B and this area A, B, C, D, there was all stuff going on in each area all at the same time. And it would be like 15-minute increments, 30-minute increments. So you could kind of look at the app and see what was going on at that moment. Or you could even favor the things that you did want to see so that you could remember them.
Yeah, I highly recommend you checking out next year. And actually, you can still check some of this stuff out, because it looks like it's going on at least the some of the things like the Corksicle and it seems like the ball pit, those are going on during some of the weekends. So October 26th and 27th, which by the time this releases, that'll be past, you can experience Corksicle and the giant ball pit. And then you can also experience November 2nd and 3rd and on November 9th and 10th. So you can still experience some of this stuff. They're not going to have all of the performance art and the installations that they had during the main weekend, which was October 19th and 20th. But you could at least experience some of those things, and those tickets are still for sale. If you're interested in going downtown and experiencing that, you'll want to check out their Instagram. It's at Creative City Project, and you'll be able to get the link in their bio to go purchase the tickets if you're interested.
I can't wait to go next year so I can like experience it without being so sick.
Yeah, as long as you don't have heat stroke.
No more double headers on my days off. I have to choose one activity and just do it. I can't. I'm too old to be doing all this stuff.
All right. So this week we went to Food and Wine again.
Yes.
And we saw Kenny G.
I love Kenny G.
And it was good. And I felt like...
we got front row.
Well, we got front row. I felt like it wasn't so crowded as it was for 98
wasn't.
Degrees.
Which I'm surprised.
Obviously.
Kenny G is like a classic. He's such a musician.
But the millennials don't really know who he is. Yeah, the
he held
his
instrument up, and he said that it was the same instrument he had since high school.
I wonder if he was lying.
I bet he wasn't lying.
But he was good. He did about 4 or 5 songs, I would say. You know, the sets, the little mini concerts are quite short. They're 20 to 30 minutes long. I felt like his was more like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick.
But
I kind of really wish they would bump him to the end of Food and Wine and have him play some Christmas music. Because honestly, I think everyone knows Kenny G for his Christmas music. Don't you think? Or is that just me?
We didn't have a Christmas album of Kenny G's. I think we just had one of his... non-Christmas
I love
regular
his
albums.
Christmas stuff.
But this evening that we went, it was a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday, and the crowds were minimal.
On a Tuesday.
The crowds were minimal.
Oh, the weather is letting up.
The weather
here.
was nice.
We were having some nice breezes.
There was no lines. So I think that if you go on a weekday night, especially if it's probably Tuesday through Thursday, and you're going during a night where the artist isn't as popular, then you're probably going to look at not waiting so long. But that 98 Degrees evening, it was quite the way.
Crazy.
Yeah. But
I got Hanson next week. I'm so pumped.
Hanson is next week.
You don't sound so thrilled.
I'm so excited.
Hear it in his voice.
So this evening, Stephanie said, we got to go try out this new pizza place. And I think it's been open for about 3 months is what the owner, John, said this evening. And the name of it is Pienezza. And I hope, John, that we're pronouncing that right. If we're not, then you can correct us. But Stephanie has her own way that she likes.
Pienezza. I think it sounds kind of like Pienezza.
I believe it's Pienezza, I think.
Pienezza?
Forgive us, John, if we mispronounced it. But if you want to go to their Instagram, which is what you should do, if you want to look at some great pizza, it is at PIENEZZA Pizza.
Pizza.
And they are on Instagram, and they're doing a pretty good job of highlighting their pizzas that they have. I thought the pizza was really good.
I love this pizza, and I'm a basic pizza eater, just like everything else in my life, basic. But when you can get a piece of cheese pizza to just be amazing, that really speaks on your pizza. But they have a lot. You can get pizza by this slice if you just want to come in, because they have also a few tables. And they have Sicilian pizza and hand tossed. But they also have like a pretty big menu. They had other stuff too. They had salads.
Yes, and John was very gracious, and he let us try the burrata salad.
Which I did also try as well, which I wouldn't not try something like that on the norm. But I've gotten into salads this year.
So if you don't know,
and you can't do it wrong with cheese in the salad.
No, it was really good. And if you don't know what burrata is, it's kind of like a mozzarella, and it's like a little bit more creamier inside in the middle. So you kind of break it open and it's creamy. And then I tossed
had a little
in
pesto in it too.
Yeah, had pesto on top, and then
raisins.
I did add
tomatoes.
Yes.
I'm trying to give a
and then I had
verbal picture.
I added just a little touch of salt, and it was very good. They had did you say raisins? Because there was raisins in there, and that salad was very good. And then they had the fried mozzarella, which was like fresh cut mozzarella.
It was good.
It was really good. I recommend the fried mozzarella for sure, and that salad, the burrata salad, was really great. And then Stephanie, she had a slice of the Sicilian pizza.
I had tried the hand tossed before. Tonight I had the Sicilian. I like the hand tossed better, but they were both very good.
But I tasted the Sicilian and I thought it was great.
And then
Stephanie thought it was great too. She just prefers the hand tossed.
You had a Turkish bazaar pizza boat?
Correct. And I didn't know this was a thing, but I guess Turkish pizza is served in kind of like the dough is like built into kind of like a boat shape, and then they put the fillings in. It was very good. Definitely recommend it. I will definitely be back here. I thought it was really good, and it's nice that a place like this is kind of opening down here, and it's in Hunters Creek.
In the Loop
Shopping Center. I like that it is kind of down this way. It's something that I think that you could find, up in one of the districts up towards Orlando, but it's right here in Hunters Creek. Well, we are not in Hunters Creek right now, but it's not far from us.
And watching their Instagram over the last few weeks, they always have like special pizzas. Today they had a tandoori chicken pizza.
And I kind of wanted to try that. I should have grabbed one of those to go, a slice of that to go. They were selling that by the slice. And I definitely want to try their tandoori chicken pizza at some point. I think their stuff is on point. John is extremely friendly. It's definitely family owned. I saw his son running around. His staff was really nice. The guy making my pizza was really nice because he saw I was trying to Instagram or take pictures while he was making my pizza. And then John's wife wasn't there, and I forget John's wife's name, but I think she's maybe normally there as well. But it was really great. They have a huge pizza oven. And Steph, you heard from him that he went up to New York?
Yeah, he told me he drove to New York to get those.
I
think that's where he's from originally, he said, right? He said he just moved here? I heard you talking to him across the room.
If he told me that, I don't remember.
Sure. But yeah, he really has some oomph for his pizza, because I was talking about the difference between hand toss and Sicilian. So, people that cook and know about the difference. To me, it's just like, I was just like, well, can I have the circle or the square? And he's like, Sicilian or hand tossed. And like, there's so many, to me, it's just circle or square. But
yeah, I will definitely take friends there. I'll take people there. I will recommend it. I think it's great. It's nice to have a family-owned business started up right here, and their logo is kind of cool looking.
I like it.
Their branding is really good.
The branding is perfect. The menu was laid out really nice, and they had other stuff. They had like healthy stuff. If you wanted like a chicken breast with veggies, they had that. They had what was it? A split open. I can't remember now. Eggplant. They had grilled eggplant with veggies. And then they had the salads, of course. They had calzone. They have calzones.
Yeah, they had calzones.
So it's a nice.
It was a nice big menu,
spread.
but not too big, not too ridiculous in the size of the menu. Definitely recommend. Head over and check them out in Hunters Creek at the Loop, right? Yeah,
yep, the Loop by the pizza or by the
theater,
by the movie theater.
Yep.
So after that, we headed down the road to check out Lucky's Market.
Yes, which we've talked about in a previous. We just kind of teased the fact that they were coming and that they were going to be opening in Hunters Creek, and I'm always excited when a new grocery store opens. While I do I like Publix, but I feel like Publix
so overpriced.
Always has the same stuff. maybe they're overpriced sometimes unless you're doing the buy one get one. Just the variety there is not the best, and I don't like when I don't have choices. Yeah. So, now that we have a Trader Joe's near where we are, I like that. We have a Whole Foods, which Whole Foods is overpriced. But, Steph, I said we need to go check that out and see if now that
Amazon is in the mix,
is owned by Amazon, the prices have come down maybe a little bit. I know you said that there were some Prime discounts now at Whole Foods, but I haven't been to Whole Foods in a long time.
I felt Lucky's was like a little mixture of Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. That's the vibe that I got.
Yeah, the vibe kind of is that.
Like a high end but low.
But there's, to me, there at Lucky's, there's less of their own merchandise, where Trader Joe's, I would say like 80% seems to be their branded product.
Brand,
No, that's Trader Joe's.
Oh.
Trader Joe's has their own branded stuff, and then the 365 is Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like Whole Foods is more of like a grocery store with mixed stuff, and they do have their generic. Lucky's is similar, whereas Trader Joe's has, I would say, 80% of their store is Trader Joe's branded stuff. So, when we first walked in, this nice lady was at a table. Well, her name was Angela.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Angela. I didn't know her name.
Hey, girl.
So she was explaining the app, and if you downloaded the app, and if you do download the app when you go visit, it's $5 off a $25 purchase or more. And then you also get a free beverage, a beer or kombucha.
Which... we were talking about kombucha when we were at the pizza place, because they have it at the pizza place, and we were like, I don't know if that's really a beverage I want to have, because
neither of us had tried it.
Yeah.
But this evening I did try it, because they do promote sipping and strolling
as you
go through the grocery store, which I think is interesting.
They give you a cup holder for your buggy.
If you choose to put a cup holder on your buggy, you can do that. And we did, because I did opt to try the kombucha.
And they had, 4 or 5 different
four
flavors?
4 flavors. I had the apple cinnamon.
And she offered that we could taste them all before we chose our free beverage.
Right. Stephanie didn't try it. You just smelled it a little bit.
I had gum mouth, so I didn't want to ruin.
But the kombucha was okay. For me, it was kind of almost like drinking a beer-ish a little bit.
Maybe a cider?
Have you
ever had Woodpecker?
It's kind of like a cider. I would say. Supposedly kombucha has a little bit of alcohol content, but I don't think it's
We were reading some...
enough. Yeah,
was that from Wikipedia?
On the way home, we read a little bit about kombucha, and it's supposed to have quote-unquote health
cure
benefits.
Everything, even up to AIDS.
Yeah, it said it would not cure, but help. I don't know.
Reverse gray hairs.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that people have claimed it can do or can
Hemorrhoids.
benefit you. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know about all that.
So right now, I think kombucha is really a big fad. That's kind of going through
everywhere. Even when I went to the Fruitables event, they have kombucha there as well.
And I've seen people on IG like with baskets full of kombucha bottles buying them, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But I mean, it was all right. I mean, would I get it again? Yeah.
I'm glad you got to taste it for free.
Yeah, I got to taste it for free and have that experience. But I mean, if it really provided those health benefits and I could see some proof, like, yeah, sure. It wasn't horrible to drink. I drank the whole thing, but it was an amazing.
As we sipped and strolled down the aisles.
Sipped and strolled. So we kind of talked a little bit about Lucky's having their own generic brand, but as we were walking around the aisles, we noticed that Lucky's features local brands, local to the Central Florida region and probably Florida in general, selling their products in the Lucky's market.
Like honey. We saw some small batch ice cream. So it was like actually written on, like somebody hand wrote the name of the flavor on the tub.
Honey, you get a lot of that anywhere because it's a benefit if you can eat the honey
in your area
because it helps with allergies and whatnot. But this was beyond just honey. Like there was
a lot of
lots
things.
of different products that they had the local tag on, and as you walk through the store, it'll just be tagged underneath the product as local, which I really like that. That's kind of cool, just to try some new stuff and see that these
support local
businesses. Definitely green to support local businesses because it's less of transportation time and gas to get to the final destination. Yep. So I thought it was really cool. They have a bunch of different stations. Like they have a ramen and sushi bar in the middle of the store. Of course, they have cheese.
They had a juice bar.
They had a juice bar, coffee. They had the whole bar the cafe up front, which had the beer.
They had pizza. You could get a special. They had 2 slices of pizza and a beer for $6. They had a juice bar in the corner. They had a station where you could grind peanuts to make fresh peanut butter.
They had bulk
nuts.
They had bulk,
grains.
Basically anything bulk that you wanted, like even olive oil and different stuff in the bulk section. It was quite a big bulk section, and it wasn't that crowded.
No.
I'm wondering, like, the prices weren't...
Usually when something new like that comes to town, everyone goes. Like, do you remember when Trader Joe's opened? It was like a shit show. I mean, it was like nuts.
It still can be nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the parking situation, especially the one in Winter Park, the parking situation at Trader Joe's is a nightmare up there. It's a little bit better in Dr. Phillips, but I really liked Lucky's Market.
And then the Lucky's brand things, they had like little funny like kitschy names. So they had everything from tea to ice cream to chips. They had several different. They had some. So we were in the frozen aisle, and they had frozen bags of fruit.
Right. So on their peaches, the tagline on their branded frozen peaches is 99 problems, but a peach ain't one. And then for their mixed berries, it was Sir Mix a Lot of Berries. And these are all just funny taglines on their packaging of the Lucky branded products. But I would definitely recommend heading over to your local Lucky's and just checking them out. It's just a nice grocery experience. It kind of reminds me of Fresh Market.
I've never been inside.
Oh, you've never been? It's similar to Fresh Market, but I feel like Lucky's is a little bit more approachable and relaxed, and they really promote that by coming in and wanting you to buy beer and sip your beer as you walk around. But it's not like hippie. I wouldn't call it like hippie, and I wouldn't call it like too trendy. I mean, they've definitely developed a brand, and they're doing a good job with it. I heard a rumor that Celebration Florida might get a Lucky's, and if that
I could see that
would be awesome.
I think that would take off there. Definitely.
We need Publix to have more competition.
Yeah,
because their only competition is Walmart, really. And now in this area, because of Trader Joe's and obviously Lucky's coming in, they're getting more competition. But yeah, they need more competition.
Lucky's also had, I think you might have missed it, they had a substation.
Did they?
So they were making...
You said, and Stephanie was right. There's lots of little stations all packed in.
Yeah.
So it's almost kind of like you're going into a food hallish, but not really.
Yeah. They also had a salad bar, where you can get like... you get the food and then you weigh it. They had like
similar to Whole Foods,
macaroni salad and olives and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think they had a good selection. It was a decent size. It wasn't small like Trader Joe's, but it wasn't like huge like some of the Publix are huge. I thought it was great. It was nice that it wasn't too crowded. I bet you would feel a lot smaller.
It's kind of late in the evening too, though. We went around like 8. So
that's true. I'm sure on the weekend it's popping because the prices.
They also had cosmetics and bath and body products.
Yeah,
soaps.
The prices I feel like weren't too bad. I thought they were reasonable.
I thought they were on point for the stuff that was in there.
Yeah, definitely. But I think there's some products in there like that you could find that you wouldn't find maybe at Walmart or Publix, like all those different types of flour.
Yes.
Like that. that type of stuff you would probably normally have to go to Whole Foods to go and find that. Not even Trader Joe's, you could find some of that stuff. But those were like truly the kind of specialty different
They
flours.
had powdered eggs.
Yeah, that
the
was
bag
interesting.
I picked up said
was it an
24
egg substitute or was it actually eggs?
I think it was an egg substitute. How would you powder an egg?
I don't know.
It said 24 eggs in this bag. That's 2 dozen.
But I definitely recommend heading over to Lucky's Market and sipping and strolling.
Sipping and strolling. Download that app and get your 5 off 25 and your free beer.
Yeah. Or try kombucha if you haven't tried it. Try it for the first time. But it seems like if you walked up there and you said, "Oh, I want to try the kombucha," they would just because it's on draft. It's on tap. It's on tap. So you can just go and ask, "Hey, can I try it?" If you haven't tried it before and you're curious.
They were pretty friendly there.
Yeah, the staff,
workers.
the employees were pretty friendly. But you know how that is when everyone's excited.
Everything opens. Everyone's friendly. I remember when that new Publix opened here in the
on Central Florida.
Yes. Oh my gosh. When I went in there, I thought they were gonna I thought they was gonna shop for me. Like take the thoughts out of my mind and do all the shopping, and then take it out to my car and then drive me home.
Take it home and put it in the fridge.
Put it in my cupboard and then prep my food for me. I thought they was gonna do all that. And then when I went back like 2 weeks later, I couldn't even get a hello.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. Visit us at orlandooutofcontext.com, and then listen and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. And please, if you can, leave us a review
5 stars
on iTunes. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Will you stop with your ASMR?
Orlando Out of Context version.